small piece. I literally tried to make these as close to each other as possible without being the same because it kind of does mess with you. Okay? With me, actually, it messes with me. If it doesn't mess with you, then that's awesome. That's crazy. That's hella good. But one thing to know is that if you want to solve this bad boy, you just have to multiply straight across. I mean, if you look at that ratio, you're going to cross multiply anyway, aren't you?
Yep.
So save yourself the time and the fatigue of having to figure out what the ratio is. Just go 4 times 7 is, oh, there's your 4 times 7. It's 28. That's going to be equal to 5 times x. So you divide both sides by 5, and you're going to get 5 and 3/5 is what the value of x is. And you're done.
Can you put 5.6?
Yeah, you can do 5.6 if you want. I like fractions myself. I like fractions. Fractions are so much easier. Fractions are just easier for me. I love fractions. I don't care. I'm trained to read them all. See, I'm trained to do this math. So, any questions on this problem here?
No, senor.
Anybody at all?
No, senor.
No? All right, cool. So, here's what we're going to do now. I had you do this one for a reason. And I kind of want to wrap up the lengths type thing, okay? So, remember how we had central angles or intersecting angles and they were on the inside?
Yeah.
And then we had intersecting angles but they were on the outside? Here we're checking about chord lengths that are on the inside. But what if we have two secants and we're trying to figure out their lengths? So maybe we have something like, maybe something like this. And we know that this is, I don't know, let's go 8, 5, 2, x. And now I say find the value of x. Okay, so I like to say this one because this one's a little bit more complicated than the others. Okay, and you're going to want to create ratios here, aren't you? Okay, don't go there. Yes?
I know I'm shape judging, but like, could you just say since it's like a thing that's...
It's not a tangent, so stop shape judging. Okay, so outside times the whole thing. Outside times the whole thing.
Outside times the whole thing. Outside times the whole thing.
Good. So outside times the whole thing is equal to the outside times the whole thing. Here's what I mean. So if I want to solve this bad boy, I'm going to start with this segment. The piece that's outside is 2. And I'm going to multiply it by the whole thing, which is 2 plus 5, or 7. That's going to be equal to the outside times the whole thing. Okay? I was trying to, but I kind of messed it up. So, outside times the whole thing, which is 8 plus x. And I shouldn't have done something so hard at this point, but I did. My bad. Should I make an easier one first?
No.
Oh, we're okay with this one?
Or can we just use this one as the example?
Yeah,
I'm already,
it's
halfway
a
through
tougher
it.
one, but yeah, that's fine.
Wait, how's it tougher?
I'll show you right now.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a decimal.
Yeah, you're gonna end up with a quadratic equation.
Oh, we're not done? Oh, wait.
Oh no.
No,
Wait, this is so fast.
we haven't solved anything yet.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Not with
so, but that's the setup right there. You're pretty much done. At this point, you would solve for x, and you'd be good to go. Simple enough. And how do you set it up?
Wait.
Mia, how do you set this up? Beautiful. Vaish is equal to, Kathy? Yeah, nice job. Outside times the whole thing. So it's the same time on both sections. Take the outside piece times the whole thing. So there's your basic setup right there. Now, I guess I should do this one because you might end up with an example just like that one. Sha. You can, or you can factor. Yeah, if you want. Yeah, I would. I probably would. So let me go ahead and get through this bad boy right here. You guys ready? So that's just 7. So 2 times 7 is 14. Over here, I'm going to have to use my distributive property, which is 8x plus x squared. I'm going to move this 14 over to the right side. So that's going to become 0 is equal to x squared plus 8x minus 14. Now at this point, any way that you can solve for x is totally fair. If you want to use the quadratic equation, you can. You should have already had this under your tool belt. And factoring should also be under your tool belt at this point. If you don't know how to factor, then you need to get some help because you need it. Okay? Is this factorable? It's not? Sad face. I do want to know how to check if this is factorable. Okay, you need to use the discriminant. You need to use the discriminant. And hopefully you guys know what the discriminant is. Sad face again. That's okay. X equals
Opposite b plus or minus square root extra b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
beautiful.
A lot of these people were in a different level.
That's all
Does everybody recognize the quadratic equation up there?
Yes.
Beautiful. Do you see what I've outlined in red?
Yes.
That, my friends, is the discriminant. If you do that portion alone, you will know if this polynomial is factorable or not. And this is the way it works. B squared minus 4ac. And of course, we know that this value is a, this value is b, and then this value is c. So I'm going to take 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 14. 8 squared is 64? Yeah? Okay. Minus, what is that, 62? 52. 52? 4 times 14. Right? 4 40s and then 4 times 4 16. Oh, 56. 56. What am I thinking? So if I add those two, that's going to give me 160? 120? And does 120 have a square root? It doesn't have a square root, therefore it's not factorable. Okay? However, that's still a lot of information for us. If, yes?
I forget this, but how do you find ABC?
You put them in order from highest to lowest, and the
Okay.
coefficients are A, B, and C. I tried to make an A here, but it was kind of dumb. A, B, C.
Thank you.
So, A would be 1, B would be 8, C would be negative 14. Aya!
What?
Okay, let me go ahead and you can grab what you need for now. I'll pause for a minute. There's your 120.
So wait.
Now, what were we looking for? 120 to be? To be a perfect square. Because then that means I could use my factoring skills, which are much funner. They're more funner. They're more funner.
Funner.
They're the funnerest. They're the funnerest.
Are you trying to break me right now? Because
It's the most funnest. It's the most funner. No. It's the mostest funner I've had in a longer time.
You sound like all those questions on the 18 hours. Like,
What's wrong with this sentence?
What's not wrong with it? The period is fine.
There's like not even a period. It's like a question mark.
Exclamation point.
No, 4 exclamation points.
Why did you end this in hashtag? This is not Twitter. All right, cool. Are there any questions on anything I've done so far?
Yes.
What's the question?
So what is x?
We're not done. We'll find it.
Okay.
Your question? Because what's a negative times a negative? Yeah, so negative times negative ends up being positive. No, I just did the math.
No, I get one.
It's minus 4, so what's negative 4 times 1? It's negative 4, and what's negative 4 times negative 14? It becomes a positive 56.
No, if you say that a positive times positive, I mean, not say a negative times a negative equals positive, and then you times it by the positive.
Right up instead of using a plus sign, why did you do just a negative? Usually, like negative instead of positive. That's your question.
Because that's the formula. I don't know if I understand your question then.
Okay, so in the quadratic formula, it's opposite be plus or minus.
Okay, which part did I do? I did the red part. See why I highlighted in red and I used red to try to color code this? Because that red part is called the discriminant. And there's some very valuable information to come from the discriminant.
Makes sense.
One, Nia, is that if that number is a perfect square, which it's not, I could use my factoring skills because it's going to factor out nicely. But because it's not, then I have to resort to the quadratic equation. Now, this is still information to me. And I'll use, what have I used? Blue? So, and here's what you need to know. If that number is a positive, you're going to get 2 real solutions. You will get 2 real solutions. If that number is 0, and actually let me word it the way that's worded in the really nice maths, but it's positive. If that number is greater than 0, that's not right, is it? You know what? I like the positive better. It makes more sense, doesn't it? So if that number is positive, then you're going to get 2 reals. If that number is equal to 0, you're going to get 1 real solution. And if that number is negative, you're going to get 0 real solutions. However, you will get 2 imaginary solutions. Oh, wow. That's a coincidence.
Yeah, it's all coming back now.
Such a coincidence. That we started talking about imaginaries and then we were... Yes, BB-8.
Wait, what is the two real, one just say one regular? Yeah.
You know what? I'm
Just
too
like,
real.
hey. We have the same description, don't we? Yeah.
You see why I wanted to change the problem there?
No. I just can't understand.
Just kind of opened up a can, but it's okay. We'll do another one. You'll be like, oh, that's it. That's how we're supposed to do.
When you're putting the numbers in order,
Uh-huh.
first part before you start the quadratic part, if you put them on from greatest to least or least to greatest?
It's always greatest to least.
Greatest to least, alright.
You guys do remember the definition of polynomial, right?
I'm sure I have it written down in about 7 places.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Alton had us write everything down.
True.
Like 60 times.
That's what he said. He was like,
They're all shoved in one drawer to the point that I can't open the door.
Same.
I have them all in like 2 boxes.
Oh my goodness. They're all like a box right there.
Thanks, Dave.
I don't have a lot of chapter 10.
Oh my god, chapter 10 is the worst one because I was gone for a week.
Chapter 10 is so hard.
Because I didn't understand any of it when I got back. So I was like, wait, we did a chapter when we were back in high school.
Does that look familiar?
Yes.
What?
Oh, it should be.
I'm sorry.
I'm like,
It's like, I don't know. Now I can't see. This is the problem. Can I scoot up?
I think we use different letters for the exponents, but other than that, yes, this looks very familiar.
What did you use?
I remember.
I just don't think it was n.
All this is saying is that a polynomial will start with a constant, and that the numbers are going to increase from right to left. So when we put them in order, you always go from the highest down to the lowest. N represents the highest value because there is no definite number to a polynomial. This can have 20 terms, 50 terms, 100 terms, 1,000 terms, whatever you want it to be. However, you are putting them in order. If this highest exponent was 50, then the next one would be 50 minus 1, which is power 49. And that pattern continues. So it'd be 49, 48, 47, blah, 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 to 1, 0. Sha? Okay. This is not important because that's not what the lesson's about. This is going off on a tangent really, really bad. So I'm going to continue with what I was doing. Here we go. So this is a side note, going to go away. Bye-bye. Let's finish up the quadratic. Opposite of b, plus or minus 120 over 2 times a. b was 8, that's 1. So I've got negative 8 plus 120 divided by 2. And that's going to be how much? $112? Right? That's 112?
Yeah.
112 divided by 2 is 56. And then if I do the minus 1, negative 8 minus 120, that's going to be negative 128 divided by 2 is 64 negative. Now, here's what this is saying. Your two options for segment X is going to be, oh, that's not crazy at all.
What?
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to square root it. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Square root of $120. How much is the square root of 120? It's like 10.9?
Yeah.
I'll buy that. So negative 8 plus 10.9 divided by 2. Can we just round to 11? Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah.
Because I just want to show you the idea behind it. So, comma, negative 8 minus 11 divided by 2. So, negative 8 plus 11 is going to give me what, 3? So 3 over 2 is about 1.5. Comma, that's going to give you negative 19 divided by 2. So that's going to be what, negative 9.5? Yeah?
Yup.
Okay, cool. So what this is saying is you have two options for the length of x. It's either going to be negative 9.5 or 1.5. So which one is it?
Wait, what?
It's a unit of measure, it can't be negative.
Exactly right. So you would discard this solution and you would say x is negative 1.5 units long.
Oh.
You mean positive.
Did I say positive?
You said negative.
Did I say positive?
You said negative.
Well, you said
Did I
it.
say positive?
You said negative.
You said positive.
I said positive.
In denial.
All right, cool. So let me go ahead and show you all that right there.
Honestly, I just wish I had a wet car. We can try color.
Now that we're doing all of this, I'm like, oh yeah, I've done this before. I should know what it is. It's really similar to the pink and blue stars, but I only got to look at one sheet.
Oh, yeah. It goes to pop goes to reset. It goes to pop goes to
You probably
reset.
just weren't paying attention.
What? Yeah. All right, let's try this again. Let's go 9 x 5 tree. So let me go and do this one again. Just watch what I do. This one's gonna be easier than the other one. Okay, I kind of messed up on the last one, putting that variable outside, because that means I'm gonna multiply variable by a variable. So just watch this, because I know some people got lost a little bit. It's not meant to be difficult. So put those pencils down. All eyes on me. Caleb Beisch. Thank you. So I'm going to start with the outside piece, which is 5. That's going to get multiplied by the whole thing, which is 5 plus x. That's going to be equal to the outside piece, which is 3, times the whole length of 12. So there's my setup. This is going to give me 25 plus 5x is equal to 36.
Yes.
Subtract 25 to both sides. That's gone. I got 5x is equal to, divide both sides by 5. Therefore, x is 2 1/5. And you're done.
That's it.
That's exactly it. The other one was a little tougher, and I said, I think I should change this, but it's like, oh, we're already there. Okay. But that's all you're really doing. Questions here?
It's menthol.
What is that supposed to do?
Damn it. It like
Does it soothe your throat?
well, it's like if your throat is inflamed, it helps like it's like
Cause my throat is itchy. It's not going away.
Ah!
same.
Are you moving closer?
I didn't give it back.
Are you trying to eat off of the smart board?
No. That is yes.
Why don't you just stand up? You're working so much harder than you would if you just got up.
You do know that you won't actually
This is
be
Raina
recorded,
talking
right?
about.
Like, have you ever watched one of the recordings? It's
No.
set so you only see the screen.
Yeah.
I took out the other camera. I only activate it when I need it.
It's too late now.
Creature powers activated.
It's too late now.
It's too late to apologize.
It's too late to go fries. It's too late because they're closing.
To apologize.
Did she just repeat my joke?
Yeah, she just.
You just repeated my joke, bro. That's not.
That's what she was asking. Did you
Oh.
say this?
I was like,
She said,
bro.
did she just say this?
Bruh.
I was like, bro.
To go to fries. I bet you that's what you hear the first time too, huh?
Yeah.
That's so silly. Okay, cool. Questions here?
No.
Alright. How about,
Can you go back so I can finish?
oh, sorry.
We did.
Impress yourself today. Nothing you can't handle.
I bad fortune for me.
I too am eating cold.
Is it house or house?
Cold.
Oh wait, never mind. It smells like
Woman.
I'm done, and that was a stupid question that deserves an F.
Okay.
Does Miss Fitzgibbon know that?
She says library, okay?
Never trust a person who says library.
You've never been to library?
Miss
How could
Fitzgibbons is
you?
an English teacher, and she says library, and it bothers me so much.
so bad.
Try my bird problem.
It looks like a whale.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, Miss Keeney.
Would the fourth number be 0?
No. Same idea. Keep the same idea in mind, okay? Same process.
Oh.
Same process.
I think I might, yeah.
Wait.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, I got it. I think I got it.
I'm really
Wouldn't swear to anything at the moment.
Can we check our answers to make sure? Because I think we're on the same page, but I'm not sure. Wait, but I know it's
I don't like these numbers that are killing.
So lazy.
I'm really lost right
you are very good at calculators.
So lazy.
Yeah, would you rather I get the numbers wrong because I used like...
Oh, no, I was just messing with you. Because she said I'm so lazy.
Well, you always.
So I just repeated it. What? For white male models.
What?
For white male models.
Did you start?
Did we not talk about this under me?
Yeah, you do.
I thought we did. For white male models.
I want to see if I can make it from here, but I feel like if I don't, I have
I've never seen it.
I might have been that.
So I did the 8
I don't even know how to start.
7 times 7x.
Can we do it?
7 plus x, that's my problem.
I don't know.
You're,
It's a push up. You don't.
but we're on the same page.
I really don't want to do push up, and then again, I'm running later, so.
So it's 40.
Kara, can you do it? I'm not risking it. At first, I thought he was
So
singing
you ended
something.
up with like 2 by 4.
Reminds me of those
Do it. I don't want to be the only strong one here. I was like, maybe.
Time!